Welcome back to all my family and friends. This may be the last video you ever see me. It might be the end of my days. It's been a rough one for me.
6-3. Manchester City. Boom. 6-3 to Manchester United. We're going to go into two halves because it was a game of two halves, honestly. But the first half and the whole game pretty much, we could say.
It was dominated by City.
It was dominated, especially the first half. That first half performance was probably the best first half performance I've seen under Pep Guardiola. Not going to lie. Like, I understand
Probably.
It's United and they have their deficiencies and things going on in their own club right now, but they're also got good things going on too. They're a good team. It's
Right.
Manchester United. It's a derby team. Our recent record against them in the past has not been very good at home. So to start off like that in the 7th minute, Phil Foden running in from Bernardo Silva, smashing in the back of that behind De Gea, it was the perfect start. Perfect start. The whole half.
Yeah, I mean, really just that start really fucked us. I mean, after we go down 1-0 in less than the 10th minute, it's like for the rest of the game, and especially the rest of the first half, nobody wanted to make that next mistake. But when you have that mentality of, I don't want to fuck up, you're going to. So when you think, oh, this is just a routine 15-yard pass or a 10-yard pass,
Which we saw them making those errors down 1 or 2-0.
they just make those errors continuously. You go down, and yes, it's tough, but that's when your best players, your most hard-nosed leaders of the team really step up, and I felt like they did not today. Especially Bruno didn't have a good game. Varane didn't have a good game. Martinez didn't have a good game. Now, none of them played horrible, but they are the leaders of this team, and they need to be held to a higher standard, and they need to be accountable for when you go down, not to let it get out of hand, which we did.
With that being said, though, it has to also be said that Manchester City today were outstanding.
They were clinical.
Against any team on today, we probably would have done that against, I believe. Because we were just I don't know what it was. It was just an atmosphere in the Etihad today. They wanted it more. They completely just dominated. Erling Haaland a hat trick. Phil Foden a hat trick. We seen Kevin De Bruyne, the second goal. Erling Haaland, Varane goes off with an injury. Sad to see. Nobody wants to see injuries. But Erling Haaland capitalizes, gets his header. Assist from De Bruyne, who had 2 assists today. 8 on the season, going for the record. Haaland with 14 goals on the season, just put that in there. Third goal. We see Kevin De Bruyne swinging it into Erling Haaland. That's what we want to see, up 3-0.
I mean,
it's riot.
It's tough to really come back from that. After 3-0, you're kind of just in it to hold the score line and get to half. But even at 3-0 in the 30th minute, we couldn't even get into half without letting another goal. Then they go on to score one more from Phil. And it's like
that first half was completely dominant from Manchester City. Couldn't have been a better first half of football from them.
Couldn't have been a worst half for United, honestly. They really just let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like the players were not as hungry and as motivated. And it's really hard to figure out why, because Arsenal, they were up for the game. Liverpool, they were up for the game. But why against the best team in the world, probably, can you not get up for this game? I don't know if it was because of anything else other than the fact that Erling Haaland is just the best player in the world right now.
Insane.
I mean, he's
behind Kevin De Bruyne.
No. I'll take Haaland's 15 goals.
Yeah, you're
over
right.
De Bruyne's 8 assists.
You're right.
So I mean, when you have that, it's going to be tough, and they just didn't have the right mentality going into that game.
Second half, though, do have to give it to United.
We'll
go, if we're going off scoreline, the second half was 3-2 to United. But
not a bad.
We'll go from the start. We see what a shot from Anthony.
I mean, Anthony just cuts in on that left. That's exactly what he was bought for, to cut in, really just curl it around the goalie. He did great. Ederson maybe could have done a little bit better, but that's a tough goal.
It was a really good shot.
And then, obviously, City get another one back.
Another one.
Haaland
5-1.
gets his fucking hat trick.
Come on.
I mean, it's just tough to see.
Possible offside, but wasn't offside.
It was close. And Luke Shaw came on in that second half, and he did okay. I mean, he didn't have a bad game by any means. Malacia had to come off because he had that yellow, and he didn't have a terrible game. He just wasn't up for it, just like everybody else. Didn't really show up, didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But Shaw played him onside, unfortunately, literally just a half step. So Haaland got his hat trick. Really just killed, obviously, any sort of momentum we were trying to build towards possibly getting a draw or even keeping it close.
And then they got it to 6-1 at one point, and then that was from another close offside from Phil Foden getting his hat trick. Super close from an assist from Haaland, who had 2 assists on the day, actually. 3 goals and 2 assists. That's insane. But Phil Foden receives it, turns, smashes it past the hay at 6-1. I mean, both players with a hat trick.
Yeah. If you got Team of the Week, or I'm sorry, ones to watch Haaland, it's a big upgrade for you.
Right there.
But obviously he's such a good player, and I mean, everyone knows that, and nobody is going to assume that he's not going to do well against big teams, but you have to put something in front of him to at least slow him down. Like, obviously you're not going to stop him from scoring every game, but like in some way you have to figure out a way to slow him down. And it's just nobody's been able to do it yet.
Nobody can. I don't know how you slow him down, honestly. He does so much, and with so many providers. The thing is City are honestly their biggest opponent.
Yeah.
This whole season, I feel like.
If they don't make the mistakes, they will win the game
If they continue
easily.
with this cohesiveness, they'll beat anybody in the world.
Yeah.
And we can bring it down to oil money, we can bring it down to whatever you want, but at the end of the day, other people have spent crazy amount of money, other people have thought this or that player was going to do this for them or whatever, but Pep Guardiola, our owners, everything has put together a team, a good-ass team. And that's why we're so good. It's not, and that's the main thing I feel like.
And unfortunately for me, they finally capped it off with that absolutely lethal striker.
And we're gonna say 100 million this with the wages, whatever. Fuck the wages. If you included wages on everybody's price tag too, everybody would be way more expensive than what they are.
Yeah.
But Haaland, being what he was, definitely worth it any day of the fucking week. I mean,
so far this season, he's just been crazy. And then United were able to get 2 goals at the end back. Not that it really
Martial
fucking means
penalties.
anything.
João Cancelo, that kind of pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing him, he's very good going forward. But some people like to relate him to Trent with the defensive side, and that pisses me off because he's a way fucking better defender than Trent. He's a comprehensive. He is definitely better. He's a good defender. But sometimes he can do that mistake or two, and and it's like seeing that, giving away a pen. Maybe it's just because we are up. It was 6-2 at that point, whatever. But still, giving away a penalty, and then Martial with a beautiful shot.
Just a crazy pen. I mean, honestly, good for him. First 2 goals in months, honestly, in over 6 months for United at least. I'm sorry, 12 months for United at least.
Dang.
I mean, he deserves it. I mean, I hope he really just kicks on and starts doing well, or at the very least is able to give us some type of input over the next couple of months.
We didn't see it from Rashford.
Rashford didn't have a good game. He had 8 touches in that first half. Didn't
Sancho,
get involved
not
enough. Sancho, not a great game. Anthony didn't have a great game other than the goal. I mean, nobody on the team had a good game whatsoever. I mean, even Martial didn't have a good game, even though he scored twice. But I mean, I know that's hard to say, but he needed those goals for some confidence. But the rest of the team took no confidence. Take nothing from this game. Wash your hands of it. It's over. You move on. I mean, that's really the only thing we can hope for as a United fan at this point.
6-3. I'll take that shit all day in the Manchester Derby.
Like I said, this might be my last video you see me on. Here's your meme. Bring you the little bit of happiness that it has brought me on this dreary day.
Come on! This dreary day.